in my 20 years as a fee-only financial advisor, I've guided a lot of people as they prepare for or live in retirement. And it gives me a really interesting vantage point to answer a question I get asked a lot, which is, hey, Azul, what are the typical income streams for a retiree? How do people do it so that you can better plan for your retirement and you also have an idea of how you compare it to other people? So let's go for a walk, and I'm going to talk about the major sources of income for people in retirement. And there's 6 main sources. And I went through a lot of work to find out the percent of retirees that are receiving income from each of these channels. So each of these revenue streams, if you will. So let's go for a walk and talk about, and of course, the first one, we've got to start with Social Security, but that's an obvious one, but I want you to stick around because the last 3 are unusual, and I don't think they're on most people's radar screen, but they can be an important source of income for retirees. So Social Security, I'm going to say 100%. Do 100% of people get Social Security at 65? No. And full retirement age is going up to 67 over time, and some people choose to postpone when they take Social Security. But let's just say 100% of retirees basically end up with Social Security. Now, that's not entirely true. You need to have 40 quarters of income and within the United States and earn a certain amount. It's a pretty low amount per quarter. But essentially, 100% of retirees are receiving Social Security. And interestingly, the average Social Security check, according to the Social Security Administration, is $1,781.63 per month. And that's as of February of 2023. And that equates to $21,380 a year, or basically the equivalent of making $10.70 an hour, working a 2,000-hour work year. So it's not a lot of money. There are people that live on Social Security. If that's your situation, you make the best of it that you can. But hopefully you've got other sources of income stream. Okay, so we called that one 100%. According to the Federal Reserve, 87% of people have retirement accounts, whether that's a 401k, an IRA, or just a taxable bank account, a taxable brokerage account. So that's 87% of retirees. Obviously, this is kind of the backbone of most people's retirements outside of Social Security. 87% is pretty high. I wish that number was 100%, right? Unfortunately, from these numbers, it's 13% of people, retirees, don't have any money saved up for retirement. And unfortunately, that rings true with the other studies that I've seen. So if I've got other comparison videos, but if you've got money saved up for retirement, that's a great start. You do what you can to save up as much as you can. I say all the time that the place to start is really trying to save at least 10% a year. And once you get to that base, then you build from there. I wish saving 10% a year for your working career was enough to retire on, but I honestly feel that number is closer to 15 to 25%. And I know as we approach 25%, those numbers are hard to get to. Okay, let's go to the next source. And frankly, this surprised me. 22% of retirees get either a pension or a defined benefit plan from their employer or from the government. And that number is essentially a pension. That number is down substantially, right? In my father's generation, that number was closer to 50% of retirees. Their employer guaranteed them so much money a month based on how many years they worked, how much money they were making. Again, that number is from the Federal Reserve. It's their 2021 report called Economic Well-Being. And that's their latest report. So 22% still get a pension or defined benefit plan. And I think we're going to continue to see that go down. I think government employees are going to be some of the few, either municipal government employees, state government employees, or federal government employees are going to be some of the few that get a pension like that. or people that work in those organizations, for instance, teachers, right? And God bless, I think teachers, I wish we as a society paid teachers more. It's an incredibly important job, and I'm super grateful that they get a good benefit after a lifetime of service. Speaking of service, military people get a benefit as well, and also very well deserved. Thank you, all of you that served, for agreeing to put yourself in harm's way to protect our freedoms and to protect our way of life. So there's my patriotic statement, but I really do mean that. It's a big sacrifice, and we appreciate your service. Okay, let's keep going. The next one, let's go to 14%. There's a tool called an annuity. An annuity, now I'm a financial advisor, I'm a fee-only financial advisor, and what annuities do, there's all different types of annuities. I am not licensed to sell annuities. I don't want to be licensed to sell annuities. None of this video is financial advice. These are just things for you to look up on your own. There's all different types of annuities, but let me talk about the annuity that gives you income for life, because that's what we're talking about here. It's a source of income in retirement. So you can pay a fixed amount, a one-time fixed amount, or an amount over a period of time in order to get guaranteed income for life in retirement. They're called annuities, and 14% of Americans do have annuities. They can be expensive, depending on how long you live, right? Hopefully it's the best investment that you ever make. But there's the number, 14%. Okay, going down the list, 13% of retirees have a part-time job. And you think it's 13%. That's according to The Atlantic. They put out a report, I believe it was in 2023, might have been 2022. 13% of retirees have a part-time job. And you think about it, if you can make an extra $10,000 a year with a part-time job, maybe you do seasonal work, you're at a national park in the summer, or maybe you enjoy winters and skiing. So you work at a ski resort, you get free skiing, and you make a little bit of money on the side. If you can bring in $10,000 a year, if you look at the 4% rule, that's how much money you could expect to get off of $250,000 in your investment account. So it really can help you retire early, and it can help you bridge the gap if the numbers are looking tight. So 13% of retirees are working. And then rental income, and this was the hard one to find out. What percent of retirees do you think have rental properties? Super hard to find out, but what I did find out is 7.1% of Americans on their tax return report rental income. So whether that's Airbnb-ing their house maybe when they're on vacation, or they have a full rental property, it's about 7.1%. That's all Americans, that's not retirees. Was not able to find 65 plus. So hopefully this information on income streams is helpful. I think you'll find this video up here helpful, which talks about 8 things to stop doing when you're 65 years old. And this video down here that talks about 5 reasons to retire as soon as you can. Thanks for watching.